Hello all, welcome to another session in Java in-depth course. As part of this session, I'm going to cover the next topic, that is editors for writing the Java programs. So I would like to take this topic at a detailed level. A lot of upcoming sessions also will deal with the same thing, guys. Okay, I'll be explaining about editors in the not only in this session but in the upcoming sessions also. We'll go step by step, but in a detailed manner we are going to go so that we'll gain a lot of knowledge from this session. Okay, fine. Editors that are required for writing the Java program. Is there only one editor in the market for writing the Java programs? No, guys, there are several editors. What are they? Let me explain. So here, one of the editor that we have is a Notepad that we already have used in the one of the previous sessions where I have shown you how to write and run the Java code in the text file editors. That is Notepad editor. Okay. You can also use similar kind of editors like Notepad plus plus. Okay. Then we have something like Edit Plus kind of editor and many other basic editor types are there. These are the basic editors, guys, we can use for writing the Java programs. In the beginning stages, these editors are fine, guys, but you cannot continue with these editors at later point of time because they don't have so much sophisticated options are not there. We need to go with some specialized editors when you go for advanced level of programming. Okay, the beginning stages of programming, it's okay to use these basic editors like Notepad, Notepad plus plus, Edit Plus, and other basic editors. But when you want to go deep into the Java programming and when you write a lot of code in Java programming, these editors may not be a good choice for us. It's to some extent it's okay, but after some extent we have to compulsory or mandatorily move to some better editors which are there in the market using which we can write Java programs. So as already covered in the previous sessions how to write and run the Java code in text file. Okay, let me show it again because I'll be covering a lot of other stuff for you. Okay, the Notepad. Okay, let me give a small demo of some editors here. Okay, that is basic editors. Even though this Notepad is already covered here as part of the text file, I'm going to use it. In the search box field, I'll just type Notepad. Did I install Notepad software here in the Windows machine? No, it came by default. Notepad editor will come by default in the Windows operating system. You don't have to install this particular thing. Just simply type Notepad here. You'll get this. The Notepad software will launch. Once it launches, right, just click on this plus symbol to create a new file or simply say file new tab. Okay. In this new tab, you can write the Java code. Okay. For example, I have not explained any Java code so far. Okay. I was only explaining the concepts till now. Okay. So I'll just go to ChatGPT or some kind of stuff where I'll ask for it to write simple Java program. I need simple Java program for beginners. Okay. Simple Java program for beginners to get started with. Okay, let's say this is their first program. Okay, I'm not even teaching you what is Java, how to write the Java code and all. I'm just getting copy pasting the code from the chat GPT for a while by giving a proper prompt. Most probably you'll get the hello world program, guys. You see, you got the program here. This is the program we got. Okay, just copy this, guys. Copy this code or just click on copy here and just come here and paste it. Okay, don't change anything. Don't change. This is some code we got it, guys, from the Chat GPT. We are not changing it. Okay, and here the name of the class here is Hello World. I'll just copy this class name and simply say file save as, and I'll go to the one location in my machine. I'll just create some folder there, ABC kind of folder. Inside that ABC folder, I'll save this file with the same name. Okay, whatever the class name in that whatever the class name was there in that Java code, right? The same class name, I'm going to use that as a file name also. I'll give the extension as .java and here I'll simply say all files. Okay. This is one way, or another way is like, if you don't want to save like this, just simply give double quotes here. Okay. .java here. Okay. So for example, I want to save this, right? I want to save this. One way to save it is file save as, and while saving, right, you just give the name and simply say .java as extension and here give all type, all files. This is one way, okay? This is one way, and here in the ABC folder I want to create hello world.java, all files you have to create and save this. This is one way of saving the Java file, okay? This type of way I showed you already in the previous sessions, okay? When you give the file name and extension as .java and all files, it will be saved. I'll cancel it. I'll not save. And another way of saving this Java code that is there in the text file into the Java file here is click on File, Save As, and here give the name that is inside this folder. Just give this name Hello World. Okay, give .java. Here, save as type is text document, right? But what I will do here is after giving the extension here, I don't want to change the save as all files. I'll keep it text file only. But to override that, I'll give double quotes here. Okay, if I give double quotes hello world.java, right? Even though here save as type is text document also, the file will be saved as Java only. It will override this option. Okay. These are the two ways. Click on save and just close this guys and go to the location where the Java file has been saved. That is in my downloads folder, in the ABC folder, it has been saved. You see, Java file has been saved. Okay. This is another way of saving the Java file guys. Okay. And if you are writing the code in that Notepad editor, just copy paste that, and you can already see that, in the Notepad editor, guys, if you open that in the Notepad editor, if you open that particular file in the Notepad editor, you can see how the look and feel of the code is there. You see how the look and feel of the code is. This is in black and white, right? White background and the black text is there, and nothing is highlighted in this particular code, and we don't know what it look like a normal text, nothing got highlighted, right? That's what happens. Okay. And also, this is a simple editor, right? This is one of the basic simple editor that is Notepad, which comes. This Notepad is a basic editor which comes by default in the Windows operating system. It will treat even the code as a normal text only, so black and white kind of stuff will be there. Okay, these are very basic ones, guys, where we don't have many features that are there in the IDEs, the specialized, the special editors that I'm going to cover, advanced editors that I'm going to cover in the later part of this session. But these editors are very basic editors, guys, okay, which don't have many features, which will be there in the IDE kind of editors, where you can create the projects. You cannot create a project here in this. Okay, you cannot debug, and highlightation of the code will not be there. IntelliJ kind of options won't be there, debugging options won't be there, and many other things won't be there in this simple editor. That's why I told you, right? Don't go too deep into this. I'll explain all these things when I explain about the editor, how these options will be there in the IDE kind of advanced editors that we can use for writing or practicing the Java programs. Okay. But till then, since we are in the beginning stage, we are going to use basic editors, and that too, the code that I have written in this basic editor, I just copied from the ChatGPT by writing a prompt in ChatGPT. I got that code and just copy pasted it to show you. And we have written the code, and you see automatic compiling won't be there, guys. Okay. If you are using the Notepad here, the things will not, this particular Java code will not be compiled automatically. If it would have been compiled automatically here, dot class file would have been created. I already explained the process of compiling, right? Just type CMD here. Once you open the CMD at this particular location where this hello world.java is there, you have to use a command known as javac space, the name of the file, hello world dot extension of the file. Okay. Using the javac command, we can compile the code. The moment you compile the code, if there are no problems in this Java code, you see a dot class file will be created. We will not get any output, but dot class file will be created. After compiling, you can now run the code by using Java space. Just give the name of the dot class file. Don't give the extension as dot class here, Java, and name of the dot class file, press enter. You see, hello world got created. That's it, guys. Simple. Okay. And then we got the output and all those stuff, right? We already got the output also by running that. Okay. So this is how we have to use Notepad for individual programs. If you are writing and practicing in the beginning stages, that's okay, but it's not handy. And similarly, we can also use similar type of editors like Notepad plus plus, Edit plus, kind of lot of other basic editors are there in the market. You see, this Notepad plus plus and Edit plus will not come by default, guys. If you have to download Notepad editor, let's say, okay, what you have to do? Notepad plus plus will not come by default in your computer machine. You have to say Notepad plus plus download. Okay, just search like this, you'll get this link. Click on that link, guys, and take the latest version. Click on this, which is on the top of this downloads. Just click on this link. Once you click on this link, download Notepad plus plus. Okay, and click on download here. So this will get downloaded. Okay, exe file of that Notepad plus plus will get downloaded. You can install it. It's very simple to install this kind of file. Just click on, double click on this, and simply say yes. That's it. Okay, the installation wizard will come. Select a language. Click on OK, and click on next. Click on next, and I agree to the license agreement. And at this location, it will get installed. Click on next, and finally install. I'm not installing completely because it's already there in my machine. I'll just open it for you. I'll just type Notepad plus plus. After you install that Notepad plus plus using the options I have shown you, just open this Notepad plus plus like this. Okay, so let me go to the new notes. Okay, and here I'm going to copy paste the same code that I copy pasted here. Okay, whatever the code I copy pasted, right? The same code I will copy paste in this Notepad plus plus editor also. I'll just simply say file, save as. file save as, and let's see if is there any difference between the normal notepad which comes by default in the Windows operating system and this notepad plus plus editor. I'll go to the downloads here, and here I'll create an new folder, that is a DEF folder. Okay, I'll go to this location and just give the name of the, sorry, what I'm doing here, file save as. Okay, I'll just copy this name of this hello world, right? Hello world is the name of the class. I'll just copy this name and simply say file, save as. And once I click on save as, I'll go to the location and DEF folder. I'll just go here and give .java. And either I have to provide this in the double quotes if I don't want to change this save as option. If I don't provide this in double quotes, I'll just have to say save as step as all types. Any of these options you have to use. Okay. Now you see, do you see any difference between the normal notepad editor and Notepad plus editor? Here some keywords are getting highlighted. You see public is getting highlighted, class is getting highlighted. Some Java program keywords are getting highlighted here. Okay. But in the normal notepad, was it getting highlighted? If you see the normal notepad, this kind of highlightation is not there. At least once you save the Java code, okay, the code is getting highlighted with some keywords of the Java are getting recognized and highlighted, but here a complete black and white. In the normal notepad, it's complete black and white. Now tell me guys, which editor is better when compared to the normal notepad and notepad plus plus? Out of these two, okay, notepad is better or notepad plus plus is better? I feel notepad plus plus is kind of better than the notepad, because here some kind of some kind of options are coming after saving that as a .java file here, and some keywords are getting highlighted, and the look and feel of the code is kind of better when compared to the code that is actually there in the normal basic editor, that is notepad editor. Notepad plus plus is also basic editor, but when compared to the notepad, it is a better editor. But this is not the final editor that we are going to use, guys. Whether you have done this with the notepad or notepad plus plus, okay, you can still run the code, guys. Go to that folder where the Java file that you have created using the Notepad plus plus editor is created, and open the command prompt at this location. Just type cmd, the def folder of this downloads, the command prompt will launch directly. And here again say java c hello world dot java, you just give, the compiling will be done and dot class file should be created. Yeah, it's working same java, and give the name of the dot class file without the dot class file extension. Okay. So what is the problem here? When I say Java, there is a mistake here actually. You see the spelling mistake, word, right? Word I have mentioned. Okay, press enter. You see we got the output also in the same way. Okay, the same way that we got the output with when creating the Java code with the normal Notepad editor is also coming with the Notepad plus plus. Only the difference I can see here is the keywords are getting highlighted. Also, you can minimize, maximize. This kind of extra options are coming. The look and feel of the code is kind of better when compared to the normal Notepad editor, right? Similarly, there are a lot of other editors in the market like Edit Place and many more are there in the market, guys. Okay. So we don't have to use all the editors here. I'm not going to demonstrate each and every editor for you. You see, no matter what the editor, maybe it may be Notepad or Notepad plus plus, Edit Plus or any other basic editors, right? They will not be having the features like some advanced editors like IDE kind of editors. They will not have the features like, okay, a lot of features will be there at this point of time. You may not be able to understand what these features are all about, but until I compare these notepad editors with that IDE, you will not be able to understand. The time will come in the sessions where I'm going to compare this normal notepad and give you the differences between what advanced editors can do with when compared to the normal editors. So you're going to learn a lot, guys, but this is just getting started with the editors. Okay, don't think I'm not understanding something. All the things will be clear for you for a period of time. Just wait for that moment to come or moments to come. Okay. And you may be asking, for example, you are currently using Windows operating system, right? What about other operating systems? Can I also write the Java code in the other operating system in this kind of basic editors? Yes. In other operating systems like Mac OS or Linux OS, we also have default editors. Default basic editors are there also in the Mac OS and Linux OS also. Okay. What are the other, like we have Notepad in the Windows machine, right? In Mac OS, we have some kind of thing known as text edit. Okay. If you want to see how the text edit will look like, text edit editor in Mac OS. Okay. If I go here and simply click on the images, right, you will see that this is how the text edit kind of editor will be there in the Mac OS. Okay. Here also you can write the Java code. This is also very basic editor, guys. Black and white kind of editor. Okay. This is also like a black and white kind of editor, right? This is very basic editor, right? This is very basic editor. So whatever the results that we got with the Notepad, you'll also get the same thing with the this kind of basic editor that is there in the Mac OS. Okay. And then next one is if you are using Linux operating system, there also some basic editor is there. Okay. In Linux OS also some basic editor like VI or GNOME. depending on the flavor of the operating system of the Linux you are using, right? Either you may come across this VI or GNOME. Okay, so you can search for VI, how the VI will look. Not in all flavors of Linux it will be there. VI editor in Linux. Okay, if I search in the images, right, you see VI, VI editor will be there, something like this, VI editor. Okay, so most of the Linux operating systems will have this VI editor, and other one we may also have in the Linux is GNOME. Okay, you may come across any of these things. Okay, GNOME. GNOME. These are very basic editors, guys. Okay, GNOME is another basic editor we have in the Linux. Okay, this is like GNOME. Okay, GNOME text editor. This will be like this. Okay, these are where, like whatever the Notepad or text editor we have in this Notepad editor we have in the Windows, right? Similarly, we have also such kind of default text editors coming by default with the Mac OS and Linux operating systems also. Okay, so you say to some extent only we can use this kind of editors. These basic editors for writing and running the Java programs need to be used only to some extent, not completely. When you are completely in the beginning stage, okay, when you are learning Java and when you are in the complete beginning stage, maybe, for me to explain few things, if I directly use editor, right, like IDE kind of editor for explaining you the Java code in the later part of the sessions, if I directly start using the IDE editor for explaining the Java programs, right, that may become difficult for you to understand, because the basics should be starting with ABCDs, right? The editor will make the things kind of sophisticated for you, because of which whatever I wanted to explain I will not be able to explain. Okay, I'm not telling you that you should directly go, you cannot directly go with IDE kind of editor. You can directly start your learning, writing of the Java programs in IDE kind of advanced editors and compared to the basic editors. but as a trainer but as a trainer, when I'm teaching you Java programming language, right, I prefer to start teaching with Notepad, because there is a reason, guys. There is a reason, because when I start with very simple things in Java programming, right? If I use the IDE kind of advanced editors, right? What happens there is automatically few things will be added by the IDE. Again, I need to explain that this is added by IDE. Okay. If IDE is not there, would have added by yourself, like that. I cannot say that, right? So in the beginning stages, I prefer explaining the Java programs or Java language in the basic editors. Once the time comes, we'll move on to the advanced editor. Okay, like IDEs. Now, till now, basic editors. Okay, basic editors I was explaining about. I'll just write like this and just copy all these lines and just move that here. I don't know whether I can move this or not. Okay, Control Z. Just move this here and see if I can move this Notepad here, Notepad plus plus here. Okay, let me try my level best. Okay, so versatile tool. Xmind is a versatile tool. Sometimes it may not support, but sometimes it will be easy only. But at least this is giving me some options, right? So here, so I'll just remove this. Okay, here still there. Only suitable for beginners and cannot continue after a while. Okay, that's what I told you, right? These are only suitable for the beginners and cannot continue for a while. Here also, I'll just write like this. So, so these are the things. And here I was trying to tell you something, right? That I can write at the end otherwise. Okay. We can use these editors, these basic editors. We can use this basic editors, but are basic ones. Okay, where we don't have many features that are in IDEs. Okay, that in IDEs, like creating projects. Okay, advanced features like this kind of stuff will not be there in the basic editors. Okay, we can use these basic editors where we don't have features. Okay, I think this one I can remove. Okay, so this is the thing I want to say. And here also just want to write like this. Okay, only suitable for beginners. Okay, so and other basic editors. And yeah, just give me a second. I'll do one thing. Here, only suitable for beginners and cannot continue after a while. Okay, these are the things. I'll remove this from here. Okay, and many other basic editors. I'm just rewiring my notes, guys. Okay, Notepad, Notepad plus plus, Edit plus, and many other basic editors. And here also in Windows machines, any other basic editors in Windows machine, Windows OS. And in case of other operating system, Mac or Linux also, we have these things. And these editors are only suitable for beginners and we cannot kind of use these basic editors after a while. Okay, we can use these basic editors where we don't have many features. Okay, but we can use this basic editors for Java programming, but we don't have many features that are in IDE like creating. Okay, after a while we cannot choose them. Okay, only suitable for beginners to get started in the beginning, cannot continue after a while. Now coming to the advanced editors, if I write here advanced editors, if I take advanced editors, we generally call these advanced editors as IDEs, guys. Okay, these are called as IDEs, integrated development environment, we generally say. Okay, what are IDEs means? Integrated development environment means IDE. Okay, IDE means IDE stands for integrated development environment. Special editor types of software where we can develop code. Okay, so IDEs means editor. Even Notepad is also a software, right? For example, if Notepad is a default software, editor kind of software where we can write the Java code, but it's not a it's a basic one. It's not an advanced one. Even IDEs are also like software kind of stuff only. Okay, IDEs are also like software kind of stuff only, where we can also where we have advanced features for developing the code. Okay. So IDE stands for, what is the full form of IDE? Integrated Development Environment, guys. Okay. Top IDEs. What are the different top IDEs that are there in the market for practicing or writing these Java programs? The major ones are Eclipse IDE, IntelliJ IDEA. Okay. The major IDEs or top IDEs that you can use for writing and practicing the Java programs, advanced IDEs or editors. Okay, where you get a lot of advanced features which will help you or support you while you are developing the code using the Java programming language, etc. are Eclipse IDE, IntelliJ IDEA, NetBeans, and Visual Studio Code, and many more are there. But this top four are this one: Eclipse IDE, IntelliJ IDEA, NetBeans, and Visual Studio Code. Let me write them here. What are the top IDEs we have in the market using which we can write and practice the code in Java programming language? Are first one is Eclipse IDE, guys. Second one is IntelliJ IDEA, and third one is NetBeans. Okay, NetBeans, and fourth one is Visual Studio Code. Okay, Visual Studio Code. So these are the kind of top four editors that people in the market generally use for learning or writing or practicing the Java programs. Okay, for building the Java software or writing the Java programs, people generally use these top editors. Okay, top editors in the market. And the number one and number two are these things. Okay, Eclipse ID is the number one, guys. Eclipse ID is the number one. IntelliJ ID is the number two. Okay, NetBeans and Visual Studio Code are other ones. Okay, number top one and top two you should know, right? Most popular top one and top two are Eclipse ID and IntelliJ. And when I have to compare Eclipse ID with IntelliJ, right? Eclipse ID is like your Windows operating system. The Mac looks very good. The look and feel of the Mac OS is kind of very smooth, neat, clean. But people still use Windows. Most of the people around the globe still use Windows operating system. What is the reason, guys? And also if you go for the mobile phones also, guys, okay, a lot of people use Android mobile phones rather than iOS. Okay. When compared to iOS is very smooth and clean, neat, but a lot of people use Android OS. Okay. Why? Because a lot of people are using, because it's kind of very easy to use. Okay, and there should be a balance between too easy and too hard, right? There should be some balance, right? Okay, this is like kind of a decent one. It's an advanced at the same time easy, but this one is like advanced, and when compared to Eclipse ID, IntelliJ is kind of looks, it's not so easy as Eclipse ID. It's not like a basic one. It's not even basic or advanced, but basic kind of stuff is Eclipse ID. That's why we generally use Windows, right? Windows. Whereas IntelliJ is like something premium kind of thing, which has a lot of other things, a lot of more sophistication. Okay, like that. Okay, more sophisticated things will be there, and more smoother, more lighter kind of advanced features may be there. Some other extra advanced features may be there. Okay, but most of the people tend to use Eclipse IDE, guys. They don't want to go with the too much advanced, and that too if you are a beginner, when you are in the beginning stages of Java programming, a lot of developers will or programmers who want to learn Java programming will start with Eclipse ID. Later point of time, they will go to IntelliJ. Like the people who started with Windows machine, once they move to the Mac OS, okay, they like the Mac OS in such a way that they cannot come back to the Windows machine, right? Similarly, the people who start with Eclipse ID and feel that, like, a lot of people will be there in the bracket, and once they move to IntelliJ, right, they feel like do not come into the Eclipse IDE. Okay, so because they will lack some features here, right? Like that. Okay, they lack a lot of features here. Okay, they lack a lot of features here. That's the reason, guys. That's the reason. Okay, that's the reason Eclipse IDE, IntelliJ are the top one and top two editors that are there in the market. So I'm not saying that Eclipse ID and IntelliJ, I don't have to compare because whoever likes what, like, a lot of people like Android mobile phone. Some people like, Mac, iOS, iPhone kind of stuff. It depends on their, requirements and all. Okay. Like that, we have many editors available in the market, and these are the advanced editors, guys. And the code written in one of these editors can run without any modifications in other editor also. If you have written the Java program in this basic editor like Notepad, that same code you can copy into the Eclipse IDE and run it here also. The same code you can copy without modifying into the IntelliJ IDE and you can run here also. Into the NetBeans and you can run here also. You can copy into the Visual Studio Code and run here also. And any editors, its editors functionalities will change, but the Java code will not change according to the editors, guys. Okay, it will be same. Java code will be same for all the editors that are there in the market. Okay, the code will not change. Only the features that are provided or advanced features provided by this advanced editors like IDs may change. Okay. And in this course, we are going to use Eclipse IDE, guys. In this course, we are going to use Eclipse IDE. But what will change? Code will not change, but the shortcuts that are used in this IDE, okay, will change. Okay, the shortcuts that you are going to use in IDE will change, guys. Okay, so when you use Eclipse IDE, right? When you use Eclipse IDE, you will come across some shortcuts. The same shortcuts will not be applied in IntelliJ. IntelliJ IDE has its own shortcuts. NetBeans has its own shortcuts because control S, control. These are the shortcuts, right? The shortcuts will keep changing from editors, not Eclipse IDE shortcuts, which you generally use. You got habituated to use Eclipse IDE by writing the Java code, and after a while, a lot of shortcuts you have used, and one day came where you have to switch to IntelliJ, and suddenly you are trying to use the shortcuts that you are habituated to use in Eclipse IDE. Those shortcuts will not work in the IntelliJ idea. Okay, that's what I mean to say. And the number one IDE that is currently used in the market is Eclipse IDE, guys. Okay. And Eclipse IDE, for the Eclipse IDE editor to work right, the Java software is needed, guys. Okay. Eclipse IDE editor, IDE kind of editor software will run on the top of Java. So anyhow, in our previous sessions, we have installed Java in our computer machine. So we don't have to worry much. Eclipse IDE, we can directly go and install now. In the later sessions, I'll show you how to install the Eclipse IDE editor. But for now, right, just have to understand that without Java software, Eclipse IDE will not run in your computer machine. And also, guys, I'll give small demos of different editors and okay, different type of editors I'm covering in this session, right? I'll give small demo of these IDEs, okay? Like Eclipse IDE, small demo, how to run the Java code in Eclipse IDE, I'll give a small demo. IntelliJ IDE, how to run the Java code, I'll give a small demo. NetBeans, how to use it and run Java code, I'll give a small demo. How to use Visual Studio Code to run the sample Java code. I'll give a small demo, guys. Okay, but not now, in the upcoming sessions. Okay, these editors, you see, in a single session I will not cover everything, right? You see, step by step process we are going on, giving the small demos of these different editors like Eclipse IDE, IntelliJ, NetBeans, and Visual Studio Code. I'm going to give in the upcoming sessions. Don't worry, you'll get a real feel of which editor is better, and you can switch between the editors also. But the main editor that I'm going to use, the main editor that I'm going to use during this sessions is the Eclipse IDE editor only, guys. Okay. But I'll give you some basic knowledge of how to use other editors also during the course. Okay. But the main and major editor that I'm going to use throughout the course is like Eclipse IDE editor, which is a number one editor in the market for Java programming. And coming to these editors, right, Eclipse editor is mainly designed for Java programming. By default, it is for Java, but it doesn't mean that only Java you have to only Java code you can practice on Eclipse editor is not the thing, guys. Okay, there are different extensions and all those stuff. Packages and extensions are there in Eclipse IDE, using which you can also practice other kind of programming language like Python, okay, and C, C++, etc., etc. on this editor. Similar with the IntelliJ IDE also, guys. By default, Java, it's designed for Java and kind of stuff. But you can also use it for many things are there. You can use it for different programming languages also. I'll explain in detail later. NetBeans also same thing. Okay, it's designed specially for Java, but you can do many things. And Visual Studio Code is not specially designed for Java, but for a different programming language, different extensions or add-ons are there. Okay, for using the Visual Studio Code for learning different programming languages. But I'll explain more, okay, about these editors and which languages and all when the time comes in these sessions. A lot of sessions are going to come up here, followed by this session, so where I'm going to cover how these different editors can be used for Java programming and other programming languages also. I'll give small demos on these editors and IDEs and programming languages, how to practice different programming languages on these editors. I'm going to teach you in the upcoming sessions. So for now, guys, this is all about the editors that we can use for writing the Java program. So we are done with this session. In the next session, okay, I'll teach you some other thing about the editors only. Okay, so the editors topics will continue. Editors has not been done, guys. We just started with editors and a lot of things I need to cover as part of the editors before going to the other topics. Okay, so a lot of other topics are going to come here about the editors, like demos and all those stuff. So till then, okay, we'll take a break here and we'll meet in the next session. Okay, bye everyone. See you.